A journey to peace. The day's labor begins very early. We begin on our trip to Colta, a canton located 5 hours from Quito, in the province of Chimborazo. We continue our journey. The landscape grants us with a beautiful sight, the Chimborazo volcano unclouded and completely covered with snow. Accompanied by the cold and the sun, by a mantle of green and yellow colors, and a strong smell of fresh dirt, we arrive at Bangor. There awaits a group of farmers that come from far away and from various communities: Ajospapamba, El Tablón, San Jacinto de Coyut, and Tinipala, to share the workshop with us. We asked them if they are familiar with the topic. No, they answered, just something they had heard of. They did not know it with precision. Hence, the facilitator explains to them that the workshop centers on 2 topics: the pause and learning to listen to others with focusing. It would seem as if then that by only hearing those 2 words, it had to do with a distinct workshop, maybe more informal, perhaps more human. The facilitator proposes a pausing exercise, but before that, a game to laugh and learn. They form a circle. The participants get up from their chairs and begin to play the clapping game. They share, laugh, make mistakes, play. Later on, another pausing game. Everything that is done from that moment on will be done with a pause. Making mistakes does not matter. Now, an exercise. Before saying their names, each person will pause. They are in agreement, so the exercise begins. What is your name? With a pause. William. What is your name? With a pause. Luis. Margarita. Rebecca. Antonio. Manuel. Natividad. Making mistakes is not important. What is important is to accompany. Pedro has difficulties pausing. He hurries a bit. Responds quickly. It does not matter. It is something we are accustomed to. The facilitator brings near, helping him to find his pause. He puts out his hand, closes it, and asks him, "What is your name, friend?" Pedro ought to wait until the facilitator opens his hand to answer the question. That time will be his pause. That's the way he learns, the way he discovers it. From then on, the aid is no longer necessary. He has learned and discovered this space. Now he can do it on his own. That is how it happens. And so continues the workshop. Other questions are asked, responding with a pause. Sweets are offered and the participants choose with a pause. It seems as if each time that it is more felt, as if by practicing it feels differently. Tranquility, peace, and something important. People express themselves and act from what each one feels. The facilitator asks one of the people present the name of her oldest child. By pausing, the answer is more global, calmer. It seems as if even the tone of voice changes. It becomes sweeter. It is time for the felt, to learn to feel. What if we play a game to learn how to feel? People respond timidly and happily with a yes. The facilitator gives a toy to one of the participants who has his eyes closed. The exercise consists of describing how the toy feels and not describing it physically. It is round, it is a little ball. Soon after, he waits in a moment of silence, feels and says, "Soft, like a little ball, hard, warm," and for the first time, perhaps begins to feel. Each person feels differently. No one feels the same as another. And the discovery? I cannot know what the other feels. I can only listen, respect, and accompany him or her. The participants are invited to take part in another exercise. We give it a name, accompanying the other. It is done in pairs. The participants accompany each other, learn things, and discover others. The importance of listening and being listened to. Listening is not judging, advising, interrupting, or criticizing. Listening is respecting the other person with what they feel. It is accompanying as it is. One of the participants shares her experience with the group. I did not feel alone. Even if we would have fallen, we were together. The game is very nice. It is very important for life. It is difficult in the family because they would have to be trained, but if I am trained, it would be valuable for my family. Everyone returns to their places and grants a moment to share their experiences. That they have become aware of, that is being learned, share their felt meaning. Some do it in Spanish, others offer to do it in Quechua, an indigenous language, accompanied by a friend and leader, Fabiolita. That is how they call her with affection. Fabiolita, in a felt and natural manner, accompanied and gave back the felt meaning of her companions. The workshop continues. A new exercise is created by the facilitator to learn to listen to others. It has to do with a language that he had invented in that moment to express what he was feeling. Luz Rafif. Another person listens and gives back to him what he had said. Luz Gafif. He does not know what he is feeling, but he listens, gives it back, and accompanies him. Luz Gafif. A moment later, everyone participates in this game, the listening game. As a result of being listened to by my companion, I have felt guided, like an eye that takes care of me. That is what I felt. That is the felt meaning of one of the participants of the group. Finally, a new topic comes up: how to make decisions. Everyone awaits the exercise. No one is the same as another. Each one is a surprise that seems to bring new things for each person, for each family, for the community. With a pause, friends, decide if whether we will have lunch now or not yet. The answer is yes, after a pause from the group. Aha, that is decision making. The workshop has not finished yet, and the group is working on a timeline for upcoming workshops in other communities. Various people share their testimonies. One of them strongly expresses, "This seems like a joke, but it is not a joke. It is something big, and we as leaders must make decisions. Bring it forward." The facilitator sees off the group with these words: "Poverty is not only the lack of money. It is that our souls have become frozen, caused by not accompanying myself, by not accompanying another, by not knowing how to listen." This is the opportunity to begin a change. The group makes a pledge to pause, to show their families how to pause, to show them by example, to bring peace. She will be, from this day forward, the new companion and friend. They have learned that being beside another human being is a movement towards life, peace, and affection. They pledge to have her present. Not only what the instructor says feels good, but rather that which they are beginning to live. It is not necessary to learn any method for pausing, or even for accompanying another human being, or for listening. It is enough to simply do it from the felt, from what each one possesses, and that today we were able to salvage.